Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us again for round two of Band Together. We certainly had a lot of fun last week with our first show. We are assuming that the 10,000 of you out there or so who joined us live or watched the replay had fun as well. So we decided to do it again. We are here tonight with a lineup curated by Zero Forbidden Goals, and we have several more iterations of Band Together planned coming up. We're working with some of our most popular and storied local venues to curate different lineups for us. And we're extremely excited about the future of the series. So thank you all so much for tuning in tonight and in the future. Again, tonight, our lineup is curated for us by ZFG, Zero Forbidden Goals. They're a group that you might actually be familiar with, might have seen some of their performances, some of their art, and not even known about it. They've coordinated a series of guerrilla style street performances. There was the Most Open Mic in the City series going for a while. There's a series called The Intersection. There's the Chain Link Poetry Project. There's the Drunk Poetry Project that they've done. And then there was my personal favorite was Busking Day, series of street performances back in 2017. We're really glad to have this lineup they've put together for us tonight. ZFG is also a frequent collaborator with Soul Collective, which is an art space over on 21st Street, just south of Broadway. They've held a lot of events there, and Soul Collective are currently doing a lot of events online as well, as we're all sheltered in place. They actually have a Healthy Cooking on a Budget webinar coming up on Zoom this coming Friday the 24th. So you can check that out and register for that at Soul Collective on Facebook or soulcollective.org. Big thanks right now to Andrew DeFi from ZFG for putting this lineup together. ZFG is also doing a lot of work right now to spread awareness of what's called the Sacramento COVID-19 Mutual Aid Network. That is a shared document that's been placed online where people that are currently struggling might need some help with grocery runs, might need some help with assistance with childcare. People are able to put down and crowdsource what their needs are and look for people to possibly help them out. If you're interested in finding that, Sacramento Bee covered that a few weeks ago. You can search on sacbee.com for Sacramento Mutual Aid List to find our report about that and some further information about how you can access that list. As you're watching tonight, those of us who have joined us live, if you have questions for our artists, please do type those into the comments and we'll try to keep an eye on those and see what we can relay to our performers. Tonight, we're going to hear in a little bit from the Philharmonic. We're going to hear in a little bit from MC Radioactive, but we are going to get started with AndYes. Is going to join us. Rocking the,
I love her so much. If you could just send my love. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
No problem. Who's your friend?
Be free. That's Miss Mars. She dances with Spacewalker from time to time.
Well, we'll have to get her in the shot more later.
Yeah, absolutely.
AndYes is joining us with the Sacramento Grand Slam Poetry Champion belt adorned, just so we are aware of the championship.
I mean, you got to have it with you. That's what I was told a while ago.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've also competed in the individual World Poetry Slam last year, correct?
Yes, sir. Top ranked 50 in the world. I've also done the National Poetry Slam. I've toured internationally with 100,000 Poets for Change. And yeah, representing Sacramento the whole time. I love the city.
Excellent. Things being obviously pretty in flux right now. We don't know what the world's going to look like when those competitions come around. What does it look like? Or are there plans to do any competitions online or looking at other avenues?
There is an amazing community that's been coming out. Like all sorts of places have been doing online slams, online poetry slams, online open mics. It's been like just expanding and booming and growing. It's beautiful seeing how people come together.
Excellent. Fantastic. And what are you working on right now as we're sheltered in place? New material, new recordings?
I mean, I've been writing like a madman and trying to record some music. I already have a music album called Life, Rebirth, Repeat. And I've got a spoken word album. So I'm trying to work on a little more spoken word album-y things. It's just beginning in the works.
Excellent. Well, we will turn the floor over to you, my friend. AndYes.
All right, thank you very much. So yeah, this is a poem because I don't know if you could tell, bit bigger bodied person. This is about basically accepting and loving yourself. Because I wish I was pretty. Like 500 likes for myself be pretty. Like 30 thirsty comments from single men and women pretty, like lovers in relationships wonder, damn, what if pretty? Like, not the guy you date because the one you want is taken pretty. Like, love me longer than a winter solstice. I want to be your spring in the summer love, your summer in the fall love, your fall into winter, then rinse and repeat it all over. Love pretty. But she says she wants someone who's just a little more confident. And I say that's funny because I didn't know I was so fat my weight bends my sound waves. But if you need to remember, if you need a reminder of how much those words do not apply to me, let me put it in a Morse code message written to the tune of "Damn, I'm sexy." Ow! I mean, hi everyone. My name is AndYes, and I'm fat. Not big boned, not more genetically predisposed to collecting density around my thighs and waist. I'm fat, not festively plump, pleasantly rotund, metabolically debilitated, or horizontally gifted. And if there's more of me to love, it's not because of some languorous, it's not because of some, wow. Man, I'm sorry, I was just feeling that. It's not because of some, it's because a lot of languorous lovers who say things like, you know, I wouldn't mind dating you if you were thin. And here's the thing, I know I'm fat. And I got the gym membership to prove it. And if you can't stave off your vomit long enough for me to help with the process, then my bloated sense of self-respect says you definitely don't deserve to be with me when I'm at my best. This is not written for cleverness. I will not be tactful when I see you walk past with a face full of, ugh. Like, how does he exist like that? Yeah, I'm fat, and I don't need to own it, flaunt it, show it off for the world. I don't need to take like extra pride in it. I am beautiful. Fat is just flesh cells, and scars are just your skin holding tight to the parts that hurt once. So you could say I'm not pretty. And you could say I'm not gorgeous, but the fact is self-love is not an opinion. So go chew your gum and smoke your dinner. I'll be out here with the burger while you're flossing out your sit-ups. So that's the end of my first piece. And like, I get caught up in these sometimes because that's the beauty of spoken word. If I could be real with you for a second. This city is full of amazing artists who do exactly what I do and express themselves beautifully, and we don't get nearly enough love. So I hope when you're able to go out again, you go out and check out some of our spoken word venues. I'm talking Mahogany out at Queen Sheba, Luna's Cafe, if you could, Speak Out Sacramento, which is out of the Colonial Cafe, and other places all around our city. I'm just one poet out of many. And this next one I want to do for you. I am Cuban American. I am also Mexican American, and it's about that odd split. My father is an alien, born outside the atmosphere of planet America, and I am his alienated son. With left arm tentacle, squid body, last name treated by others like I told them it was blur. Like, people see me and they ask where I come from. And what they mean to say is, are you going to eat my face off, stuff me in an alien spaceship, then carry my body back to Mars? It's what I heard you people do. And my father wants me to go see Mars, but I don't see the appeal. To me, it just looks like red dust and rocks and lost Mars rovers, and I'm pretty sure there's no hospitals or running water. I'm pretty sure if I met my namesake family, they would own me as being a mutated freak with hair and skin that covers an endoskeleton, whereas my father is all soft shell. And this puts me in a unique position. I am half a man by your planet standards, human enough to get interviews for jobs, but the first question they always ask is, so where do you come from? And I know they can't do that. I know it's against the rules, but if I call them out on what they're doing, I won't have a job to come back to. So I say my last name is French. And people say I couldn't be Martian because I don't look like one. And I don't secrete a mucus layer on the hindsight of my torso, so it must not really be a... Forget the metaphor. Soy cubano americano. Y yo no digo la lengua de mi padre very well. Because I've never been exposed to that culture outside of documentarios, and there's only so many times I can watch the Buena Vista Social Club. Like, seriously, I am a sovereign nation, wandering your streets, a nationality undocumented, which despite its lack of heritage does come with a good side. It means I'm not indoctrinated with cultural pride or bias, and I can see heteronormative, racist antics beyond their dividing lines and not care about how you look. Which is my way of saying the electrical chemical impulse that gives you the ability to think doesn't come with male or female parts. It doesn't come with an affectation for Scottish rights and quinceañeras. This is an artificial form of segregation that we call race, which is not a scientific or taxonomic designation because the genetic difference between me and you is nothing. And I know Nothing makes me more upset than every time someone says how cool it is that I'm friends with all men, women, transgender, and gay simply because I have enough love in my heart to say, how does that work? I'm not making fun. I just want to learn. See, my father was an alien, always looking for home. And I don't know what home is yet, but I know home is not made in a house full of like-minded culture. I know home is what happens when I reach out to you and you reach back and hold on. I know home is a love, non-romantic, that you find within others when you share it like this. Open arms. Yeah, thank you for coming with me on this little poetic journey of sorts. If you want to support me as an artist, because I know this time is rough for everybody, it's rough for artists. Personally, I work in the gig economy, and when COVID came around, kind of went down. So if you could support myself and the others, my Cash App and my Venmo are both AndYes Poetry. And you know what? I wasn't going to do this, but I want to share a poem here that I wrote for my godson. And it's from this book. It's published on Amazon. It's also on my website, AndYesPoetry.com. And it goes like this. You were first learning language when I babysat you. I put you to bed. You said through stumbling words mixed with babble that there were monsters in your closet who were going to swallow you whole the moment you closed your eyes, and I smiled. It's an offer I can't refuse, so I ran into the kitchen, grabbed a colander helmet from my head and a wooden spoon sword, and I fought them off into the halls, making clinking noises on all the walls, making a mess of demon blood on hardwood floor. Stand down, devil. Your time has come. And when I heard you softly breathing, I was going to put the colander in the sink and see if you were dreaming, but I had to see what you looked like, what I looked like in the mirror. And I did. And in that moment, I took a deep breath. I didn't get to have much of a childhood. There were too many goodbyes, too many rainy days watching gray clouds pour their hearts out over caskets, and I grew up so fast. So sometimes I idealize what might have been if I hadn't, and I still call grown-ups grown-ups, which isn't attractive to grown-up women. It's not a quality they yearn for, and I hope when my godson grows up, he doesn't want to be an adult because adults are stupid, single-minded, so unwilling to move forward from where they settle in, and so full of it. Because they still throw temper tantrums. They just call them lawsuits, foreclosure notices, debt collections, repossessions, divorce settlements. I don't want to be an adult. What I want to be when I grow up is a fiscally responsible child who gathers wrinkles like trading cards of every time he smiled, and of every time he's cried, and of all the late nights he spent staying up way past his bedtime, fighting off monsters with spoon swords and colander helmets on. And I'm interrupted by thoughts to hear that you're sleeping. And it's all I could have asked for. I love you. Good night. Yeah, that was a piece written for my godson as he gets older. I've written a few. I have a niece who is an amazing ball of energy and love, and I've started writing for her too now that she's like of age to understand it. And I've got one more for you, if that's all right. Let me just check. Okay. This is on YouTube. If you look up AndYes right about now, WRITE, right about now, you'll see it. I'm trying to get some love for it, some exposure for it. If you could just even put a like on it, it would help me as an artist a whole lot in ways that you don't realize. So yeah, here we go. Tonight, in this very ring, we witness a veritable David versus Goliath as tonight, one man wrestles his own depression to pinfall or submission. Listen as the crowd noise simmers just above silence. Man waits, already in the ring as depression comes out to full fanfare, a gold belt and an entourage of anxiety. He slides in the ring so smooth his chest barely grazes the canvas. The crowd roars its hate as the bell rings. Depression slips brass knuckles out of its tights onto its fist as anxiety climbs in the ring to distract the ref as punches thrown. It plants across man's chin. Man falls unconscious. Depression puts one boot on his chest. The ref counts in what feels like slow motion. 1. Man is broken. Tired of all these late night phone calls to friends who were never there when he needs them. 2. And lying in that ring, blood pouring from the open wound in his head, he realizes no one could save him from this except himself. Shots screams ring out from the crowd as man's shoulder slips up from the canvas. They both stand. Man backs his opponent into the corner, throws his fist at depression again and again and again. For the first time in his entire life, it feels like he just might win. The arena shakes from the sound of it all as depression goes down. Man covers, the ref counts 1, 2. Depression shoves man off. Says, what'd you think this was? Your hallmark moment? Clinical depression is a lifelong condition. You cannot fight it with cute memes and wishful thinking. Pulling yourself up by your bootstraps does not make you fly. Physics doesn't work like that. Depression doesn't work like that. Man stumbles to his feet, still dazed from the brass knuckle punch of his condition. As depression springs off the ropes, pours itself through man's chest, man once again falls unconscious. Depression covers, counts 1, 2, 3. The audience leaves. Goes home to their families disappointed. This man lays in the ring, broken, beaten, but still breathing. And in the morning, he laces his boots for the day's fight to come, and he knows he won't win. That's not the point. The point is someday he's going to learn to fight. So before we get tied into the two-way chat here, I just want to say thank you so much. Before we move on, thank you so much to everybody out here who has supported local artists during this time. Once again, my Venmo is AndYes Poetry. My Cash App is AndYes Poetry. My website is AndYesPoetry.com. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter at AndYes Poetry. I think you see where I'm going with this. If you look up AndYes on Facebook, you'll catch me there. And if you liked anything you heard, please support. I appreciate you all, and thank you. I hope if you have mental health issues, you're taking care of yourselves. Bless.
And yes, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate your time, your words, and yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate this.
All right, take care. Again, that's AndYesPoetry.com and AndYes on Facebook. And yes, thank you again so much. We are going to jump over to MC Radioactive. And MC, do we have you online? Good evening, MC Radioactive. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How y'all feeling out there?
We're doing good. Thank you so much for joining us. Surrounded by the gold records. What can you tell us about those behind you?
We got, this is one of the North Bay Music Awards. I got that one for Best Hip Hop Electronic Band. And I got the same year Best Acoustic Band, Best Folk Album, a band for Flowerbox, a group that I had beatboxing with a girl named Jessie Rose. And then also another North Bay Music Award up here. And I got a couple from like in Europe, working with Spearhead and stuff like that. But I put these up because I have them with me. And I was inspired, as this setup right here, I was inspired by Black Thought's setup. I'll let that be known. I watched Black Thought's, and I thought that was pretty dope. So I was inspired to set this up like this. Real cool. Got some of my art here. You know what I mean? I made these little guitars.
Beautiful. So as we're in this world of being sheltered in place, being quarantined, tell us what you're working on. Any projects, recordings that you have in the hopper?
Yes, man. I'm writing a lot. Tonight I'm gonna do a new song I actually just wrote a couple days ago. So it's actually a couple weeks ago, but I've been working on it a couple days ago. And I'm working on a lot of art, painting. I'm working on some scripts and some screen stuff for some animation situations.
Excellent.
So working on a lot of those. And you know what I'm saying?
Beautiful. Well, we're excited to hear some new material. Sir, the floor is yours. MC Radioactive.
All right. How y'all doing out there? ZFG. My name is MC Radioactive. This is how we're gonna do it. So that's how we're gonna get down. This is the first stream. Hope y'all can hear this nice and good. Listen closely. We're headed for the future and they're holding us back. Lead us up to no good. You see them on the screen and we know it's all an act. They ain't doing everything they could. They should take heed of the mistakes of the past. Let they break me up into race, sex, and class. Plus the clash get rough and fast. They ain't saving nothing. Close to your family and friends, the ones that have been through thick and thin. When things begin to be like the end, you get knocked down, get up again and again. It's them against us, it's us against them. It's been happening ever since ancient men. Then again, I thought we were civilized. And now for it now, at least we better fine. Don't burn it to the ground, and we still inside. Set aside your differences so we can survive another time ahead. Up and come and see the trumpet boy, trumpet and the demon girl, dreaming up something that ain't nothing. We are here, there, everywhere. We shall forever be here, so there's nothing to fear except fear and self-help up in the where. Peace, love, and unity. Y'all having fun up in here? We're headed for the future and they're holding us back. Leaders up to no good. You see them on the screen and we know it's all an act. They ain't doing everything they could. They should take heed of the mistakes of the past. Then they break we up into race, sex, and class. Plus the clash erupting fast. They ain't saving nothing. There's a civil war coming. There's a civil war coming. Come on in. Go close to your sanity while vanity blends. Just dressing up to go out and hang with your friends. Trying to walk and talk and look like them. Socioeconomic opportunity from within. Living without or having nothing but doubt. Sometimes I want to scream. I feel like I need to shout. We gotta get it out. We all have our own ways of saying ouch. Stay on the couch. I'm playing all night. All right. See, my head is booming. This is the right music for the lights. Evolution. And this is not a black or a white resolution. What is it? Know what you love her. Revolution, people that in charge now, mostly corrupt. And same people that suck when we were growing up. And knowing what I know now, it's not that much. Is that when I close my eyes, my mind opens up. So listen to the lyrics and the words that we say. This is hip-hop culture that we do every day. Every person on the earth can feel the vibe. From the ground to the sky, we can shine that light. They're headed for the future and they're holding us back. Lead us up to no good. You see them on the screen and we know it's all an act. They ain't doing everything they could. They should take heed of the mistakes of the past. They break we up into race, sex, and class. Plus the clash erupting fast. They ain't saving nothing. There's a civil war coming. There's a civil war coming. Come on in. That was called Civilized. I hope y'all enjoyed that one. We're gonna go right into this next one. There's no more time, you must let go. Let go. The time is now, so let it go. Oh, let it go. Yes, the struggle is real, the weed is trying to survive. The devil makes deals, angels fall from the sky. Alive, dead, alive, let it keep us inside. The rhythm goes on. Living confined in a box, free your mind. The moment of truth, take a side every time. What you really gonna do? The job of it down. The rhythm goes on. The talk of the town. I thought it was a sign. Started to sing the songs to the blind. A dance of this time, I be all in my mind. See the rhythm goes on. The mind make the move, make your wine and your grind. Better make moves, baby, I will be fine. Might not be found till you look for a find. The rhythm is all, and all is rhythm. Rhythm is all, is rhythm is everything is rhythm is all 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 is is rhythm is, everything is rhythm is, long is rhythm is, everything is rhythm is, everything is wild. Round and round and round it go. Where it stopped, nobody know, or maybe where nobody go. The beat goes on, and it'll lift your soul, elevate the crowd, and shake the city from the bay to the town. I turn it up, break it on down. The beat goes on. What goes up, they say comes down. So what goes in just may come out. I turn around upside down. The beat goes on. Learning how to roll when it makes its rounds. Earning all the goals that you're laying down. In return, you get a throne in an amazing crown. The beat goes, beat goes, beat goes on. The beat goes on. The beat goes on. Rhythm is all, is rhythm is everything. How y'all doing? Y'all still with me with this one? Hope you're feeling good. This one's brand new. It's called Lockdown. I was rehearsing this one all day for y'all. All my peoples out there? Yo, we in a lockdown. As you can see, it's getting hot now. People saying what now? More things to come. The fly shell thinking and there's no need to run. Hey yo, chime the bell, sound the alarm is real. Time to fail, so why don't we unite and fail? Find the skill, try to big and climb the hill. Like a horse on a torch, running out of the... Hey yo, the days that are bound, don't let them play with your mind. Holding up a sign that says, this is a sign, this is a crime. Start the revolution online, like that Gil Scott Heron, it won't be televised. Hella wise are the ones, don't run when it comes. Some stacking toilet paper, liquor, weed, and guns. Funds limited, living in a mandatory sitting, no sports, school, oh, military prison, who they kidding? It's the truth that's been forbidden. Maybe it's been stolen, the usage has been hidden. Run around, now it's all about living, surviving, and striving to get it where you're fitting with all the spin musicians to the bars in the kitchen, depending on tipping. How they supposed to make a living, taking children out of school? No camps, no pools when that summertime comes. What you think they're gonna do? A lockdown. As you can see, it's getting hot now. People saying what now? More things to come. The plot shall thicken. More things to come. Chime the bell, sound the alarm is real. Time to fail, so why don't you unite and fail? Find the skill, try so we can climb the hill. Like a torch on a horse, front line of the field. They call it a directive. This is what I'm second. On the microphone right now, and we can check it. Freestyle lyrical, words is the miracle. Now I'm talking to some people, I guess, so here we go. Can you hear it while we are speaking in the rhyme? Or open up your mind while we checking on the time. Everybody get together, we're all one feather, but with wings so we fly through whatever the endeavor. CMT, zero forbidden. This is what we're speaking, and nothing is hidden. Twisting it up, and then you hang it like a dream catcher. We bang it. Freestyle lyrics, my name's Radioactive. We can take it like this, we can take it like that. How y'all feeling out there? I think I got one more. I want y'all to go to, if you want to check out my art, before we even get into that, we can do it like this for you. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check. Check, 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 check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, can you hear that? Boom, boom. Oh. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, okay. I don't want to work with us. How y'all feeling out there? We got one more for you. So you can go to somenewartwork.com if you want to check out my art. Somnew, that's TSUMNU artwork.com. My art, my music's there. You can find it there. Buy some. You understand it? We're going to this next one here. This one's called Life Moves On. I hope y'all are enjoying the show. My name's MC Radioactive. Here we go. Actually, we'll do Act Like You Know. This one's better. Act like you know. 1, 2. This is how we do. album going on, Jack.
1, 2. This is how we do. Everybody knows better act like you knew. Check 1, 2. This is how we do. Everybody knows better act like everybody knows. Sign.
Okay, y'all. We got technical difficulties going on there. So check it. Everybody knows when you see the sunshine. Well, not just you, everybody's sunshine. Dreams of the past last through to the day. Usually, I can feel through the pain. Through the rain comes life. All around is precise. See the lesson hard-headed to the sound of the night. What happened? No sleep. Well, at least not enough. If you sleep on yourself, you know that times get rough. Get rough, get rugged, get rugged, get raw. Marinated to the motion, so devoted to my flaws. So fly when it wasn't back to going for the flow. Stick a style so wild, they be like, I don't know. Let's go, yo, he's gone, zoom along, feature, bro. You can name all of them rappers. The fact is, I don't know them. I listen to the children. It's not about ages. You raise, better rise, or surprise, get grades. And that'll be your warning. Battle me in morning, afternoon, and night. Running wrong and right, songs of bite. All your luck in life, see, we heard it all. Urban brawls, nuts, blades alike. Cuts made it tight. Suckers made them fight with all the might of a matador and had a Torah to a sort of knew the simple truth and bouginess. Fools forming crews. Reading the rules and clues until the message burns on through. A window of opportunity sent for you and me. The truth that we are descendants of unity, soon to be revived, deprived of our cultures. The givers and takers of snakes and vultures, angels and demons, the lies and the truth. We hang on to dreams like our minds in a noose. Religion and politics, a dangerous brew. Everybody knows better, act like you knew. Check 1, 2. This is how we do. Everybody knows better, act like you knew. Check 1, 2. This is how we do. Everybody knows better, act like you knew. Hey, yo, check 1, 2. This is how we do. Everybody knows better, act like you knew. Check 1, 2. This is how we do. Everybody knows better, act like you knew. Like you knew. How much time we got there? I think we got some more time. We pretty good there. I think we good. If we good with y'all, you good with me? Let's see here. We can probably do one more. I can't see the screen, so I don't know if we good, but I'm gonna try to get one more in there.
Yep, we have time for one more. It's all yours.
You got time for one more. That's perfect. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if I can make it happen with this. Without this thing looping here. Here we go. I don't know why. Oh, here we go. Sorry, y'all. Put this down. All right. Ready? Let's do it. Life moves on, it's not over. And as time moves on, you just get older. It's not over, you just got older. Open up your eyes, open up your heart. This is just a start. Music is the art, it's not just a phase. We're here to stay. They're saying that she's dead, she just moved away. That's okay, she gotta take space. Slow up the pace. Life is not a race, let's retrace. Admit we made mistakes, we are not the snakes. It's not a piece of cake or a piece of pie. I'm from the United States, so I gotta testify. Living alive, but we gotta try just a little bit harder. For the ones across the waters, mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters. And we ought to stop the problems, yeah, learn how to solve them. The fact is what caused them. Acknowledge that we got them. The level that we're rocking got the party people talking and taking time, ticking rock, kicking poem, dropping dome, knocking. Your mind is awakened to your surroundings. Blue, green, and brown things, planets with round rings, feelings that sound brings. Gather round, sing songs of survival. The arrival will bind you, bend you, befriend you. Like a true religion, the rhythm is within you. Down to earth, dirt, verse, don't hurt. God made it. Rock rated, lost art, smart clock and stated, cross hearts related, dying hope, needle size dilated to dope, coast to coast, close to most in motion, stand still slogans, double agent like Hogan, pop, culture swoops down like a vulture on loose grounds, duck, 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 goose, pal, you see my so-called little kid games, rearrange a minimal mind state, I hate to say, too much slow-mo, no instant replay. Need plans for their crew and they DJ. My jewels gleam while they practice the routine. with a cool team as it seems. Looking mean and mad, but they sad and had enough time and space for contact lock. When I rock rhymes, talk on facts, bark on cats, I never bite. I swallow them, all of them, yeah, every type. A minute later, yo, I digest and I'm white. The dark forces are coming shining. Life moves on, it's not over. And as time moves on, you just get older. It's not over. The feeling of revealing love, living, giving rhythm. The vision of a mission, define definition. Root of the origin. Ancestors watching me shoot for the stars and then manifest options. Voice of the choice, annoyed by the noise. Silence is violent, these rhymes are deployed. Your eyes on the diamond, the mind is destroyed. Souls intertwined with the life of a toy. Tossing and turning, but often we learning. The knowledge is polished, the pressure's the furnace. Burning and darkens the surface to find out what started it. Dissect the circuits, performance the artist by mic check perfect. Skills of the heart from experience learning. Hunger, homeless, starving, freezing, praying to Jesus. Committing these so-called sins. And body so weak, no energy to grin. Begin to change, break the chain, maintain. It's all the same, so you claim. Many fame for $1 or a day. This is insane. Soon it rains, more brains, planes, trains, automobiles. What's the deal? Remain. Flows and flows, shows and shows, toes and toes. I don't know. The glow is so bright to no light. Roll blackout, radio wax out. The whole thing molding and holding. Hiding and folding, hot scolding, no jinx. Link the pink plot dots on the clock, watching and stop rocking the spot, sweating, not letting go, setting the record. So the abstract checker, yo. I'm speaking and reaching, leeching and teaching while I'm reaching and reaching. Each is able, steady and steady. I'm unleashing these rhymes. Sublime mind, I got issues. Try to find a solution, but I'll miss you. Lost institution, beat boosted, street shooting. Too many layers and even more liars. I'm a lover, not a fighter that can stress retire. Return of reality, my mind on my salary. Souls with my music, my heart's with my family. Crazed is the days of mindless vanity. I remember never dealt with G, Professor Schumann. Yeah, R-A-Z-T. Quavo and Kenny, Reggie Jamone, Rainey, Lonnie, Stephanie Home. Lewis taught me how to rock a microphone. He always used to tell me, man, leave them chicks alone. Picture a throne, chill till the scripture is shown. If you gotta pursue it, man, do it, move on. Life moves on, it's not over. And as time moves on, you just get older. It's not over, you just got older. You're moving on. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a journey through sound, sound, sound. Y'all stay safe out there. Unite.
MC Radioactive, thank you so much. We are currently, unfortunately, having some technical difficulties with our final act, the Philharmonic. So, MC Radioactive, if you have one more you'd like to do, we certainly have more time, my friend. The floor remains yours if you so desire.
Okay then. Well, let's see. Yeah, I got more. Let's see what I'll give you. Okay. Okay. Y'all ready? Yo, let us flow, shine and let us glow. Planting my poetic seed, let us grow. Harvest the harmony, melodies on the go, releasing rhythms like calling y'all. It's on with the show. Yo, open the door, lights go down. Take a deep breath, the night's so loud. Life's so short, this might go down in history. The hype, hope, sound, wet, smooth, groove, balance, blues. The motions we're dressed up to. Hey, we're uptown, we're the downtown move. Get up now, yes, surround sound love. Giving to every syllable, so we're until it makes sense. The rhythm is very incredible, whether you get it, you give it, you can. Understand all that I said. Other than that, already going to bed, the flow's
knows the story that's read about the morning, yawning ahead. Life is just what a dream, feeling like what it seems. The scene, the rich and the poor, the people want more pain. City to city, shore to every shore. Eat your heart out when we drink, swing the order when we bing. Yeah, let us flow, shine and let us glow. Planting my poetic seed, let us grow. Harvest the harmony, melodies on the go. Releasing rhythms like pollen, y'all. It's on with the watch me, can't stop me, you got me. I change, learning to earn and remain. I just a part of the flame, eating and mixing up some ingredients. Then begins with it all. I'm a follow the leader. Okay, dropping the blessed, catching my breath, refreshed, etching the sketch. Yeah, sculpting the rest. Come on, fate is fantastic, but hate is making it drastic. That's wrong. Black strong, back home. Rap song, make a bread bigger, no rising low. Eyes of might wake you. Might take the right seat, your night raider, might writer. Light blaze of fights, fire, free phrase, and dues payer. True slayer, truth sayer. Roof razor, floor cutter, new flavors, more gutter. Ignore suckers, to a touches, stomach to Duchess, switches sweets. On them streets, no crumbs and crutches. All the hungry and luscious, keeping the young amongst us. Music from the dumpsters, confusion from the monsters. School your fool, just by testing out, flunk your player. Step on this court, dribble, dunk your backboard, slapping the rap lord, smacking, homes punch you. Vowels, fouls, watch it get technical. It's showering towels, watch it get medical. Diseases are back, don't have sex with vegetables. And skis is the back, protect your tentacle, come out. Let us flow, shine and let us grow. Planting my poetic seed, let us grow. Harvest the harmony, melodies on the go. Release some rhythms like pollen, y'all. It's on with the show. CFG in the place to be. CFG in the place to be. My man, Andrew Jeffy in the place to be. NYes in the place to be. Philharmonic in the place to be. CFG, hey, CFG. Space Parker in the place to be. Lives in the place to be. Hey, in the place to be. My man Russell's in the place to be. CFG, yeah, we in the place to be. While you're in your quarantine, yo, we be MCs. Stay tuned. Peace. Hope y'all enjoyed that one.
MC Radioactive, thank you so much for a few extra tunes tonight. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
And we've got the Philharmonic. So MC Radioactive, thank you very much. We're going to say goodnight. And we are pleased to welcome after technical difficulties, the Philharmonic. Welcome. Glad to have you.
There's some of the shit. All right.
Philharmonic, we are live. You with us?
I can't hear you now.
Can you hear us?
Hey. Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
We've got you. Yeah, we've got you.
Right.
Sorry for the technical glitch.
We're gonna try this.
All right.
The
floor is yours, the Philharmonic.
Hear you at all. Hold on. What's up, everybody? Getting some technical difficulties underway. I'm gonna play you a few songs, and call this one "Shoot My Shot." I'm wondering if it's alright. You can give me the green, shoot my shot. Girl, you got me mesmerized. Eyes, lips, ears, eyes, you got me on night. I've been crazy on my mind. Sitting here not shooting my shot. Our energy is synchronized, so it's only right to shoot my shot. I anticipate this ain't gonna be a free throw. So I promise I won't come at you. All you need to know is that I'm cavalier in my approach. If you go, I know you like the way I connect the ball. Let's get away on a fast break. Promise live and go. Together we should power forward. This chemistry is gonna make the team grow. Yeah, you've been playing your defense far too long. Now I recognize an all-star. So let's prove them wrong. There's a dynamic duo. Baby girl, I feel you now let it show. Girl, I'm wondering, it's alright. You can give me a green light to shoot my shot. Got me mesmerized. Eyes and hips down to your thighs. You got me on lock. I'll be crazy out my mind. Sitting here on the sideline, shooting my shot. Our energy is synchronized. So I feel it's only right. Shoot my shot. I don't know that I think you're gonna be a rebound. Maybe that's for sure. Girl, I'm here to stick around. They build it dynasty from the ground. Girl, I'm only hit it with shits without flagrant or malicious intent. I desire the best. My heart has nothing foul to give. So baby, let me go for this thing. Once I get in the pain, I ain't gonna fade away. Let me go for the change. I know I hit the change. Love game's on the line. Make sure you drop it down. I put in overtime. Just let me shoot my shot. Yeah. Give me the green light, shoot my shot. Cause girl, you got me mesmerized. I lift heads down to your thighs. You got me on lock. I'd be crazy on my mind, sitting here on the sideline, not shooting my shot. Our energy is synchronized, so I feel it's only right to shoot my shot. Ooh. That's a new song I wrote called Shoot My Shot about basketball. I hope y'all doing good in this quarantine. I don't know what day it is. It's too long. I do know that I owe my landlord probably about, I don't know, I think about 2 months of rent. Oh well. You'll get it eventually, but just not right now. I call this song Pay Me. Beware of the profanity, but I think a lot of us can relate to this right now, especially with what's going on. I call this song Hey. 1, 3, hit it! Wanna live another day. How can I do that working on a minimum wage? When the people at the top take the whole world for them to devour. Is it so much to ask if I could get $15 an hour? If it is, then fuck you, pay me. Ain't doing any more work until you give me what I deserve. But first things first, motherfucker, you pay me. Till you pay me when I'm work. I ain't doing any more work until you give me what I deserve. Now no one man should ever have all that. Most of us at the bottom only got handed in a dollar. Cause I'll be damned if I once again use my hands to work with a man. Got all this supply, but he always fails to meet our demand. Man, I don't want to struggle no more with some bills that I can't afford. I'll pay a tax for some dumbass war when there's nothing to be fighting for. I got enough shit to deal with at home. I can't help my enemies go. So you better not get up your hopes, cause right now I'ma let you know. Motherfuck you, baby. I ain't doing any work till you give me what I deserve. But first things first, motherfuck you, baby. Till you pay me with a word, I ain't doing any work until you give me what I deserve. I ain't doing any more labor, so don't you ask me for any more favor. I ain't doing any more work until you give me my baby. Give it up, cause I ain't gonna wait until I die. I need my money. I need it now. I need some money. Too long, so pay me. I ain't doing any more work, so you give me what I can say. But first things first, you pay me. So you pay me on the work. Ain't doing any more work until you give me what I deserve. Fuck you, baby. Fuck you, baby. Yeah. Man, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Better pay up, pay up, pay up, pay up, pay up. You feel me? Here we go. I know that's a little rough. This is my last song. I call this song Drugs. Approaching the first of the month, I don't think I have enough to even afford my rent. Losing my will to live. Once I hit age 26, I'm off of my mom's coverage. And she said, get a real job. I probably should have listened. Finances taking a hit. I should go back to college. Rack up 6 figures in debt for a job I might not even get. What's even the point of degree if I'ma end up on the street or working for Mickey D? That's that bullshit I don't need. Now the other option on my mind is not one that I usually try. But for the first time in my life, I think I might self-drop. La la, la la, la la, la la, la la, la la, la la. will never matter. But I'm really needing that fast fun. I better hope the money stack up on you. My landlord will tell me to pack up. It's true that nobody gives a fuck unless it results in a surplus. That make you wanna sell pull up or make you go on without going up. Now if the job market seems to fail, I still kill in black market retail. At least then the bread would never stale. Stun on the people that never care and put grub on our platters. But instead, I became a rapper in my 20s so I could just have fun. But now I only be lacking funds. So now regret is on my mind. With things I probably shouldn't try. But for the first time in my life, I think I might sell. La la, la la, la la, might sell drugs. For the first time in my life, I think I might sell drugs. La la, la la, la la, might sell drugs. La la. For the first time in my life, I think I might sell drugs. The honest truth about adulthood that is full of empty promises. I guess if you look at the positive, you figure out everyone's winging it. My high school reunion is coming up. Man, I don't even have time to stunt on the people that didn't believe in me. That day is coming, I swear you see. None of it matters, the more you know. Most of us coming from broken homes, been through traumas that you wouldn't know. The things that you think when you're really broke. That's the reason I don't villainize the people committing nonviolent crimes so they can afford to live their life and sleep under roofs on stormy nights. Who are you to judge? 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 And my friend is drugs. Of course, I do not advocate for the selling of those, but I understand, especially now. And that's so sad.
Philharmonic, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Philharmonic's working on a new record called Transcendentalism. A couple of the new tracks are available right now on his Bandcamp page, thephilharmonic.bandcamp.com. Links to all the artists are available in the comment threads. Thank you so much, the Philharmonic, MC Radioactive, and NYes for joining us tonight. Thanks again. Huge thanks to ZFG's Zero Forbidden Goals, ZFG Promotions on Facebook, and Andre Defy. Thank you so much for putting together this lineup for us. Again, I'm Aaron Davis. If any artists, local performers are watching tonight and you have new music, live streams, anything like that in the works, find me on Instagram at adavis_3to-c. 3to-c is currently known as 3to-stream. Love to hear what you're up to. And thank you to all those who have been following our coverage of the COVID-19 pandemic on sacb.com. And we'll have obviously ongoing coverage there, plus announcements of future lineups for Band Together. Thanks so much again to the artists, ZFG, for joining us tonight. Stay safe, everybody. Good night.